All right, we're live. How you doing, everyone? This is Mike Wynn, and I've got Kirk Bonds, we got Aaron and Sarah here as well. We're just coming to you live for just talked a little bit about our experience coming to these pro-ams. We're currently at the first one, the Foley in Foley, Alabama. I think it's the Hoyt Pro-Am. But just kind of want to give you our experience and our take on what it's like if you're ever interested in coming to one. So it's a lot of fun and a lot of community, but we'll start off with some quick intros. I'll start over here to Kurt. Introduce yourself and kind of tell us what the kind of equipment you're shooting.
Kirk Bonds, I shoot for Legacy Archery, obviously, but Bowtech, Victory Arrows, Phantom Strings, and I enjoy coming to these pro-ams, hanging out with friends, and we always rent out Airbnb, and we just got through having pulled pork and all the trimmings and ice cream and brownies, so we always enjoy hanging out, the camaraderie, and uh, and then go do a little competition as a side note. So,
Absolutely. Yeah.
yeah,
Got to be here for a
but
reason.
right, but yeah, it's enjoyable for that part of it. And we enjoy the competition. It scratches our competitive itch. So anyway, yeah, that's in a nutshell why I come to these and
Okay.
hang out, and anybody can do it, from the kids to the bow hunter classes, pins classes, open classes, however serious you want to take it. I mean, you can shoot out of the classes, or you can get involuntarily moved out
Yeah.
of the classes.
Well, I think that's a big deal is the kids. That's one of the biggest classes they have right now is the kids classes, and they're growing exponentially. So when they've got from the little kids all the way up to high school and beyond, and there's a class for everybody, no matter what kind of bow you shoot. Even if you shoot a Genesis or
That's
the
right.
little plastic recurves, I mean they have classes for those kids. So it's a lot of fun. They usually hand out awards to just about any kid that comes down if
Right.
they win in the getting the top few or whatever it is.
And it's
So
all peer groups too, so you're not shooting
yeah,
against somebody who's usually outclassing you or something. You're shooting against people who have similar abilities or
yeah,
similar age.
same equipment and same age kind of thing. So it's fun to come out if your kids are interested. So if you want to get out and shoot, it's fun for them too. But it's a blast. So
Foley's also pretty great for like a family vacation kind of thing.
yeah, we're right here on the beach. We're in a house that the sand's at the bottom of the steps out the door here, so it's fun. You can bring your family to this. I know this is one of the big destinations. The rest of the programs aren't quite as fun as this one as far as location goes, but it's always a good one. So, all right, Aaron, if you want to introduce
Yeah.
yourself, this is one of Legacy's bow techs, so we'll let him kick it off.
Yeah. I'm Aaron Dominy. I shoot for the shop there in Legacy Archery. I work on bows. You'll find me up there all the time. I pretty much live there. I'm shooting Matthews. I use Victory arrows and A3 strings this year. I'm happy to be representing them. I shoot in K50 class and trying my best.
Very good. All right, Sarah, we know you're dying to tell everybody you today.
She's on the
If you don't
leaderboard.
know, Sarah's actually on the leaderboard after day one. So she's showed up and she's showing out. So we're very excited about it.
Well, thank you, Mike. Yeah, I'm shooting in the women's known pro class here, and this is the first ASA Pro Am of the year, and I'm on the leaderboard on day one, so it's pretty exciting. I actually just got my bow a week ago, so I don't have much time behind it, but it's shooting really good.
It's working.
Yeah, I am shooting for Dart and Archery, and through Legacy Archery, of course, and then I am running Phantom bowstrings on there and Victory arrows, and man, it's been a really good day, and the weather was kind of a little bit changeable, but it's better than being back in some winter freezes or whatever we were having going
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, it's definitely been crazy, but no, we're doing good. And I guess I introduce myself a little bit if you don't already know. Mike Wynn, shooting Gnome Pro, have for several years. So we have two pros here, and Kirk's senior gnome.
Yeah.
Is that right? And then Aaron's Gnome 50.
Essentially semi-pro.
Pretty much, yeah, semi-pro
It's a
known
semi-pro
distance. But it's good times. But yeah, I've been a pro for several years now. Shoot darting as well, the same Exodus bow that Sarah does. She beat me today, but we won't talk about that.
We can talk about
But
it.
I don't know.
You want to
So-
tune your bow?
Yeah, she might have
I might
to.
have to
Yeah, I
tell,
know.
take care
So,
of that.
but it's been shooting really well. If I can just get a hold of the guy behind the bow, seems to be more the problem than the bow itself. But we'll get there. We made some strides, and we're looking to have a great day tomorrow. So I think that'll be good. But so the big thing, let me look at my notes here real quick because I've already forgotten. Um, what is a pro-am? Specifically, if you don't know, if you're just a bow hunter and you like shooting and you want to shoot more, the big thing about any type of 3D archery, which is what a pro-am is, allows you to shoot the 3D animals. We shoot full-size foam targets, and they have scoring rings on them. And if you've done any of the local ASA stuff, that's the same thing, just way bigger. This pro-am is a 2-day tournament. You shoot 20 targets on day 1, 20 targets on day 2. Cumulative score ranks you in how you do. And it's basically, I think this weekend they had somewhere around 2,000 archers show up to this tournament. So it's a big tournament. All the vendors here from all the bow companies, all the accessory companies are here. It's just a good time to hang out with these people, see all the new products, and actually touch and feel them, and get to know people in the industry as very well. So if you want to get a little bit better, ask questions about your bows, and just meet the people that actually build the equipment. It's a good opportunity for that
Yeah,
as well.
most of the bow manufacturers are here and they'll have their array of bows out that you can try out and shoot and ask questions directly to, get expert opinions about what might work best for you.
Lots of knowledge around here.
Yeah, and that's the cool thing is you shoot with these guys, and I know not everybody knows who the pros are in the industry. If you already shoot ASA and stuff like that, you kind of know who they are. But if you don't, these are some of the absolute best archers in the world, all the way down to the guys who are actually ranked in the world who shoot all the world archery events. As a slight name drop, I shot with Mikey Schlosser today. He's ranked in the top, I think, 2 or 3 in the world in archery. So it was a lot of fun to shoot with him today. So you get those experiences, and if you don't shoot with them, you see them. They are around the facilities the entire time. You can meet them, talk to them, ask them questions. Most people that shoot archery, and I say most, are down to earth, love the sport, love talking about archery, and want to talk about it. So
You might mention the team shoot as
the
well.
team shoots as well. That's another very cool experience where they bring basically different people from each class. There's usually 5. Then you have 1 pro, and then different classes stepping all the way from senior to kids, traditional, compound, all the different groups. They put them all together on a team, and you shoot against other teams. It's 10 targets. It's real quick, and you pay a little bit of entry fee, but the top 2 or 3 in each round get money back. So you can actually make money. I think Aaron is lucky enough to actually make money on this tournament, where most of us don't.
I haven't lost money yet.
It is kind of just getting lucky as to who you get with, because it's randomly paired. So you can get on a group of some really good shooters and really put up a big score, or you can go the other way. You can get on with some guys who struggle a little bit, and it happens. We've all been there, and have a not so great day. But it's luck of the draw. Sometimes you win, sometimes you don't, but it's fun, especially if you don't get the opportunity to shoot with a pro. This is your time to shoot side by side with them, ask them questions, watch them. I know that's how I learned a lot when I was getting into it, is just watching these pros shoot and, trying to emulate what they're doing, because they're good for a reason. So that's one of those things.
Yeah. I would say that one of the things that, ASA archery, you would say, well, it is competitive archery, but like the why into we do this is, well, are we just competitive archers? A lot of people think of competitive archery as indoors. You're standing at 20 yards and you're shooting at those paper faces. But shooting 3D archery really gives you that opportunity to be outside in the elements, and it can make you a better bow hunter.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, if you are a bow hunter and you want to level up your game and get more proficient at archery and you just be a better bow hunter, getting into 3D archery is a great way to do that, because not only are you focusing on improving your abilities behind the bow, you get to meet other people that are going through the same things and get different knowledge and tips on how to improve. So I know when I started, I was not interested in shooting competitively. I said, I'm not a competitive person. But
Crazy how that turned out.
that was obviously not
Created
true.
a monster here.
But I've always been a bow hunter, and I thought, man, I'd really like to level up my bow hunting skills, and 3D archery has definitely been a way to accomplish that. And it's fun because I would say most of the people that are shooting in ASA are just really good people and very open to answering questions and helping each other out.
Yeah,
if
you
you're,
make a lot of friends.
Yes.
if you're a bow hunter, definitely, and you want to improve your skill, and you have that little bit of competitive edge in you, you will get a lot better, like really quickly shooting
Yes.
these ends.
Yes.
Yeah, and shooting with the people that do this all the time is a great way to do it. And if you have any questions and want to learn more about it, I mean, there's Facebook pages, there's websites that are all ASA driven, and so it's good. And for the Texas people specifically, we have a huge ASA community. So don't feel free to ask questions if you want to post comments here about it or whatever. Go into the shop, go into Legacy. Ask about it. They'd more than like to tell you about it and get you involved. Most of us here, that's how we got involved, is at the shop, asking questions.
Right.
And somebody there, whether it's Billy or John, some of the old guys that are there, they're more than happy to help answer questions, and do that. But I know even the guys behind the counter, Aaron, Roper, and all those guys, more than happy to answer those questions.
And they also shoot as well.
They
So,
do shoot
yeah.
as well. Yeah.
Yeah, but you can also look up Texas ASA Federation. They've got a Facebook page, they've got a website, and get more information about it. And the thing is, like, with all the different classes for the different skill levels and equipment, it's not something that you need to be nervous about coming out to a qualifier and trying it out, because I mean, literally, it's for everybody. It's not for just people who are proficient.
Yeah,
just
there's a lot of people that are
Yeah.
intimidated by jerseys and long
Right.
stabilizers
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
scopes.
just come out and have fun.
Bring
But
your
yeah,
hunting bow, go shoot.
That's what all the
That's
Yeah,
classes are for.
got a bow,
Bring
then that's all you need.
yeah, bring your hunting bow. And I saw competitive archery. I started bow hunting in high school in 1986, and I would see the competitive tournaments, and I'd like, that looks pretty cool. I'd like to go do that, but I never just made time to do that. And finally, one day, somebody said, "Hey, I'm going to go shoot a 3D tournament. You want to come?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm not doing anything." And went and did it, and I was like, "This is awesome."
Right.
And been hooked ever since. So
Yeah.
yeah, don't be complacent. Just
My silly
go try.
story is I didn't know what 3D archery was, and I was told, "Oh, come out this weekend and try it." Billy was like, "Come on, come try that this weekend," and I had no clue what it was. I had had a bow for like a month. And I thought we were going to stand in a line outside, like, how the Olympics are. You're
Yeah.
outside, you're all shooting in a row, like some paper. And I thought they must be like paper pictures of animals. And we walk out in the woods, out at Cowtown there. And then I see my first 3D animal, a deer. I'm like, "Look, y'all, there's a deer." And they're like, "We're going to shoot 30 of those." I'm like, I am hooked.
Yeah.
I want to shoot 30 deer, or
Yeah.
like what the different animals, of course, but
Yeah.
yeah, like that. I was hooked right away. Being in the outdoors and, just it's like pretend bow hunting, but, with your friends.
Yeah,
Yeah. And it's good practice.
yeah.
And there's a lot of ranges
around.
around to help and to shoot. And so it's a good thing. And the hard part is once you get into it, you want to move up and do a little bit better and then do a little bit better and do a little bit better. And that's kind of how we've all progressed. We all started shooting out in the bow hunter classes. Well, probably not all of us, but, and then got into the bigger setups with the big target bows, expensive, money gets involved, and you don't have to do that.
No.
But that competitive drive sometimes takes over, and
Yeah, you just want to take it another step.
It kind of gets, it can spiral out of control a little bit, and then you're sitting here like us, you know, shooting professionally. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I know, I started with a $300 Mission hammer, you know,
yeah, it's there.
and
So
there's nothing wrong with, you know, grab whatever you have, come on out.
exactly. So I know my first bow was from a pawn shop. So
Right,
I don't recommend it, but hey, it's what I could do at the time.
right, and you know,
My first bow was my dad's old high country that I still got,
See,
that we were talking about earlier.
Yep.
that works.
And it was so out of tune, he would break arrows when it would hit the
He's
target.
shooting 600 spine arrows at 70 pounds.
oh
Oh
gosh.
no.
He's like, this thing's breaking arrows when it hits the target. I'm like, yeah, it's so out of tune that you're hitting the target sideways.
Yeah. I came in there with those arrows and Jim was like,
No,
That's funny.
nope.
Like
He
that
wouldn't even let me shoot it.
like that's the norm back in the day.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I think one of the few things we've got, we don't want to let this be too long, but I think the last thing we want to talk about is what does it take to get ready for a pro? I mean, if you're planning on coming, you don't know anything about it, first time coming, what do you need to do to get ready? Well, what do you need to have, that kind of situation? And a lot of it will depend on the class you're shooting in. Equipment to have that's good for any ASA is a pair of binoculars,
Yep.
and a rangefinder if you're shooting in a known class, and your bow and your arrow, and really that's the basics.
I would say
You
what's
know.
different than just your regular hunting setup is you might have, you know, a shooting chair,
Yep.
something you can
Sometimes
put your
carry
gear
stuff
in,
in,
and you know, so you're not just walking around with your bow and your arrows,
Yeah.
you know. So if you got a chair, you can put your sandwich in there, you know.
Sandwich.
Bring some snacks.
Bring some
Always
snacks.
bring
Yeah.
2 or 3 bottles of water.
Well, and I think that's one thing to talk about also is the time commitment that it is,
Mm-hmm.
because some of these, I know the local shoots there in Texas, you're shooting 30 targets all at one time.
Yeah.
Depending on how fast everybody's shooting, how many people show up, you know, you can be there from 3 hours to 5 hours. So it's kind of a time commitment when you show up and to be there. So the shooting chair is one of those things. And I started out shooting literally a folding chair I would carry with me, because there are times where you're just sitting there waiting on people to move from the next target. So, and then they actually make archery chairs that carry all bunch of stuff, have backpack straps, and so they kind of took it to a next level. But yeah, you can start out with a lawn chair. It really doesn't matter. Old golf chairs, a lot of people carry those.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're light, they're easy.
Really lightweight,
But
portable.
but yeah, know what you're getting into. Yeah, it's kind of an all day thing if you're going for a Saturday shoot or a Sunday shoot. Here, it's you spend a lot of time shooting. You shoot 20 targets a day, so you're spending between 2 and 3 hours, depending on how fast it is. The rest of the time, you're at the vendors, you're practicing, or doing something
Checking out
else.
new gear.
New gear. We
Yeah.
spend a lot of time talking to vendors, getting to learn what's coming out next year and what's coming and different things like that, and what's changing, and so learning that kind of stuff is fun too. It's how you stay in the game essentially all the time.
Yep.
But getting ready for a pro-am coming up, big thing is having a place to stay. Here it's kind of a common thing. If you're not bringing your whole family, everybody bunks together. We've got a house here with like 4 or 5 different families all in the same house. Everybody's got their own room, kind of a thing. So it helps with all the big surge in Airbnbs and Verbo or whatever it is and stuff like that. And here it's fun. There's condos and everything on the beach. And I know in the years past we brought our whole family and they played on the beach all day while I shot archery. And it's a big fun thing.
And if you play your cards right and look around, you can get out pretty cheap.
You can if you really
last
need to.
year,
Yeah.
we had a house and 5 or 6 people in there. Everybody had a bed to sleep in, and we got out $100 a person for the
Yeah.
whole week.
Yeah.
Yep. So if you're just a single, you can do it pretty good. Family's going to cost you a little more. I know it did for me last year when I brought the whole family, but that's okay. It's a vacation at the same time.
Right.
Mhm.
Exactly.
So that's one way to sell it is that everybody gets a vacation and you get to go shoot at a national event.
Yep.
So it's a lot of fun.
Especially Foley.
Yeah, and Foley, the kind of the rule of thumb around any of the pro-ams is if you can only attend one, the one to go to is Foley.
Yep.
Just because of the food, the restaurants here are amazing, the beach is here, the weather is usually really good. I think today it was 70, And
Good wind blowing.
so the wind was blowing a little bit, but for the most part, it's been nice. It's
Yeah.
really been nice. Um,
And there's
So-
some closer ones.
There are
to
some
our
closer.
area. Yeah, Paris has one, and then
Paris has the AMM,
yeah,
which
and
is
then-
really good.
in Minden,
Minden in Louisiana,
Yeah,
is probably the closest national event is the Minden one, which
It's
is
about
in
3
2
hours
months.
from DFW.
Yeah. So well, I know most of us will be at that one as well. But if you just want to get out and shoot a close one, that's a great one to do it. Because it's not that far to travel.
Yeah.
So,
Great experience.
yep. All right. Any other comments or things you want to suggest to anybody out there that might be thinking about a pro-am or at least getting into 3D archery?
I would say visit your local shop. You
Yeah.
know, come on into Legacy Archery. You know, ask questions, and everybody there has shot in the 3D archery, and they can tell you all about it.
yeah.
And-
Just
and-
go
Set
to a federation 3D
Yeah.
tournament locally,
Right.
and
Yeah.
that way you can get prepared.
The local tournaments will basically show you what you got to do. That's the same thing's going to happen at a pro-am, just a little bit different style as far as
Yeah.
format.
Yeah, 3D archery means actual 3D
3D targets.
animals,
Yeah.
not pieces of paper.
Yeah. Yeah, you have full-size deer, you have pigs, hogs, bears,
Leopard, yeah.
there's a leopard, yeah, coyotes, wolverines,
Javelin.
all different things.
Just a lot of fun.
Yeah, and they all have the same scoring rings on it, so it really is a fun. And depending on your class, depends on your distance. For the pro classes, we usually shoot 50 yards. For other classes, it can be less. For the kids, they have some kids classes that are only 20 yards and 15
Yeah, I
yards.
think the youngest kids class is 15 yards max. So
Yeah,
I think
so
that's like
it's-
up to 8 years old, or
Yeah.
don't quote me on that. But
So it's not to be intimidated by distance, but for every class, there's different distances, and you get to choose what class you want to shoot.
exactly.
And so that sometimes helps out as well. So,
And there's a class for everybody.
yep.
Yep.
Absolutely. All right. Well, we're just over almost 22 minutes long, so just talking. I guess if you have any questions or anything, feel free to step into the shop and ask the guys at Legacy Archery DFW. Post on their page or call them if they have anything. You comment here, and I'll send you over. Either way, it doesn't matter. But we're gonna try to have a good day too. I have some work to do. Kirk's got some work to do. Aaron's kind of in the fight. He's got a little less work to do, and
Yeah.
Sarah's just got to keep leading the pack.
Yeah.
She's tearing it up. So we're looking for her to have a great day tomorrow as well. So hopefully we'll have good news, and we'll be cheering, and we'll have some people on some podiums here pretty quick come tomorrow afternoon. So we wish you all well, and thank you all very much for tuning in. Hopefully we'll talk to you soon.
Have a great
All right.
night.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.